picked up some of our upcoming events. I'll highlight a few after I introduce Christina Moffett from the Greater Des Moines Partnership, who is a wonderful collaborator on our First Fridays. So.
Well, thanks for having us. Happy New Year, everybody. You'll see, I always point out, you'll see the camera in the back. The partnership actually teamed with us so that we could actually simulcast it and record it and get it out to even more clients and people who could not physically be in the room with us today. So when questions are asked from the audience, you will hear them repeat that, and that is so the people that are watching in right now can actually hear the question as well. So welcome. We're excited to team again this year with the Women's Business Center. I'm Christina Moffett. I'm the Director of Small Business Resources for the Greater Des Moines Partnership. However, I also own my own small business, so I live and breathe everything that you all go through every single day. I have a team of 14 that helps me run my business so that I can be out helping other women entrepreneurs pursue their dreams as well. A couple events coming up at the partnership, which you are all welcome to join via simulcast or in our classroom. On January 24th, we have what we call our Top 5 series, and every month it's a different topic, but we give you 5 things that hopefully you can walk away and implement right away. This month is Top 5 ways to minimize risk when terminating or disciplining an employee. So things like that we can hopefully help you grow your business and minimize your risk are topics that we discuss, and again that's offered via classroom or simulcast. And then in February we will again have the First Fridays, but we are also offering a class called Capital for Your Business. It's a half-day workshop which will go over the entire loan process as well as grants available for the state and what type of businesses are applicable for those. They're actually like low interest loans now, not really grants, but we will walk through the whole process on what you need to know to be able to go after that. It saved you a lot of time. We had 20 in our first class, and they said it saved them, weeks of preparation to go after these loans. So feel free to join us for that. It's $30 to attend. It's a half-day seminar. It includes lunch and 2 testimonials of people who have gone through the process and secured loans. So I will turn it back over to you and let you run with the program today.
Thank you. First Fridays was created last year, and on the first Friday of every month we honor and introduce a female entrepreneur in the metro area. Next month is Nicole Lawrenson, and that will be February 2nd back here at the Iowa Center. But this month we are delighted to have the one and only Jen Bramble from Club Be Fit. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do it kind of an interview style for the first about 30 minutes, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. So sound good? All right.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. You want me to do a little intro, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
My little speech first.
Or do you want me to ask you a question and then you just head into it?
Maybe. Yeah,
okay.
We can do that too.
All right. Do you want to stand?
You're in charge,
Do you want to stand or do you want to sit? No, okay.
No, I started work at 5:30 today.
Okay.
I would love to sit.
So, Jen, tell us first of all what your business is.
My name's Jen Bramble, Jennifer, but I just go by Jen. It's much easier, single syllables, So Jen Bramble, I started back in 2005 with a small group fitness training concept. And I felt like my personal training business was going so great, I need to expand this to more people within the hour so I can make more money. So I started a business called Keys Camp back in 2005. It was small group training. It was fantastic. It was exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see and relate to more people in 1 hour versus just one-on-one. I'm like, I'm so excited. I need to share this energy with others. So in 2006, I actually found Pole Fitness, and it was running online. I was seeing it pop up on the East and West Coast. I found it very interesting to me. I had been dancing since I was 4 years old. I had been a singer and a performer for a long time. My mom always threw me on stage to sing songs. I enjoyed that aspect of bringing an energy, bringing an attitude, bringing a mood to whoever, whatever room I had control over. So I knew that fitness was definitely the path for me. So I stayed on that path, continued to pursue pole, and it became Iowa's very first pole fitness studio. In 2007, we started the pole fitness curriculum. I kept a lot of that boot camp stuff. I continued to keep the pole. We've expanded now in 2014. We've added aerial fitness to our curriculum, and now we carry quite a neat niche of fitness here in the Des Moines community. I started on the southeast side of town. My very first studio was in this humble little place called, it was in Carlisle. Y'all know where Carlisle is? over on the southeast corner of town. And it was just a destination for people. I already had a huge following here. I'd been an instructor at Aspen, at the Y, at Seven Flags when that was around, at New Image. So I had taught all these places as a single, as a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. You know, they just bopped around with me to the gym. Oftentimes, I wore them on my back while personal training. Yeah, they would. They would do like kickboxing with me and whatnot. But anyway, from all of that, I just got to feel and see a lot of different gyms, experience a lot of different gyms. And then in 2005, when it became an opportunity to, oh, maybe I can do this on my own, I decided, yep, I'm going to do this on my own and start that small group training. So it's just been a beautiful 12-year process of growth. I changed the name in 2014. Well, let me go back. I'm sorry. Carlisle. We were in Carlisle. We had realized that this was definitely something. This is a hot commodity. People want this. I'm not afraid of it. I'm going to dance till my grave. I know that for sure. I love dancing. I love the energy it brings to my body. I love the physical element of it. I love that everybody can do it. Don't say you can't. I know I can help you dance. The move, though, out here to West Des Moines in 2010 increased our business by 60%. And at that point, a partner joined me who was my former partner in life. Now, he and I then created and stimulated much more business rolling in. As he was that person taking on the behind-the-scenes stuff, I just continued to do what I did best. Teach classes, run the schedule, hire trainers to fulfill some of the classes I couldn't teach. You can't teach 20 classes a day, as I've realized over the years. You can't do that. Don't even try, ladies in fitness. Like, do not try to do that. Okay? Don't do it. Yeah. So, excuse me just a moment. So in 2010, when we moved out here to Governor Square, just right over yonder, we just knew it was the right move at the right time. Our business followed us. Our demographic was right there in the heart of 50266. So all the clients, I was just more convenient for them to get to, essentially. And then the business just expanded beyond that. In 2014, my former partner, business partner, and life partner, we decided to go separate ways. And then all of that behind-the-scenes stuff that he had stimulated for 3 years overwhelmingly is now all mine. So the last 3 years of changing my brand, of changing the name and the brand a little bit, and going solo and bringing new people on, I went from a clientele base in the last 3 years of 1,900 to 3,900 as of 3,905 as of this morning. All I know is that in this business that I have chosen called fitness, I know that I'm in the right place. I continue to wake up every day and love exactly what I'm waking up for. And that's going to my business, my job, my entrepreneurial position. You know, I love it when you guys call me in to talk about entrepreneurship. I was thinking about that this week as I was preparing for today. That just doesn't even sound like something I was ever capable of at the age of 6 when I started my first business, selling earthworms on the street corner. I did. I'd sell them for $1 a dozen on the street corner across from Casey's on Highway 10 when I lived in Slater. So I just knew that I was in the right place, helping people, giving them a service that they were looking for, making sure they were smiling when they walk out the door. I mean, as an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what product or service you choose to sell later, just make sure that 12 years later, you still love waking up to do it. And that's where I'm at today. So all this stuff that has been handed to me behind the scenes from the last 3 years, I am probably jumping ahead to question 20 now. But all I know is that this place, I was Center for Economic Success, has definitely helped me understand that I am smart enough. I can learn this stuff, and I'm not just the trainer at the studio. I am capable, and I will, with the help of Iowa Center for sure. They've tapped me into some resources that I did not know were available to me before that have now put in my hands a higher power that I didn't even realize I had on my own. So I'm blessed to be here doing not only this today, but also just every day in my job of what I've chosen to do. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
What's been the most surprising thing about owning your own business from a positive standpoint?
Oh, absolutely. It's all
We'll
positive, honestly.
Start with positive.
I really can't think of anything negative, to tell you the truth, about business owning. I can't, because of what I've chosen to do. I just love it so much. I go home and yeah, it gets frustrating and yeah, it gets exhausting. But when I lived in corporate America world, serving that style of business, or that system of business, I should say, it was the same. It was a different exhaustion. It was an exhaustion that I didn't necessarily want to wake up to and attack the next day. So, you know, in that case, your question again, sorry.
No, what's been the most surprising?
The most surprising, oh my gosh. I think the most surprising part about becoming a business owner is that that's the hard side to me. Like, there is a side of me that now has to have boundaries. And once I've learned that, I have become a much smarter business owner. I've become a much smarter mother, you know, because I can leave work at work and take my time at home with my kids. I can take time off in the afternoon. I don't have to work a 9-hour day. So that's been the most surprising thing to me, is that, you know, even though my day starts at 4:30, I wake up, I have a half hour to myself, whatever, I have on the floor at 5:30, I can take 3 hours off in the afternoon and not feel like I need to be the rest of corporate America working through it till I get back to my second shift. And I think as any business owner will realize, you're never off. Yeah. Your hours are not 9 to 5. They are the minute you wake up till the minute you sleep, when you go on vacation. So that's been a really exciting part for me to learn, is how to reorganize my time and find those hours in the middle. That's been the funnest and the neatest part for me in the last few years, is making that time in the afternoon to just walk away from it and just get back to who I am, right?
So why don't you tell them about how you structure your day so that you aren't at work 24/7?
Well,
because that's what happens. That's what happens.
It does. It's hard.
Right. And it's not healthy.
And even when you're not thinking, or even when you're not actually at the laptop working, you're still like, your mind's still munching away at you, like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about that stuff I have to do. So after visiting, or after being here, how long is Dream Builders? 12 weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks long?
to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year, I got the opportunity I signed up for the opportunity, actually. Discovered Dream Builder. A good friend of mine sitting in the front row over here, Heidi, told me about it, and I looked into it, and I got accepted. And for 8 weeks, we met in this room with other women who were wanting the same thing out of life, just a good career and happiness, and supporting my family, and the simple things in life, right? And through Dream Builders, I got lots of great recommendations on books. So The Miracle Morning, awesome book. Write it down. You must read it if you're one that got lost from your structure. I've always had good structure. Believe me, to pick up earthworms, and a lot of them, you have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. The earliest birds get the freshest worms. It is not a lie. It has been working for me for 40 some years now. 30. I'm 44, so whatever. Did not. From 6 to 44, I wake up early, I get the freshest worms. But when I got into this career that I chose to have these morning classes, I got rid of that morning time for me. Miracle Morning helped me understand I have to have that back. If I am a morning person, then that means that that's my prime time. Me, myself, and I. Not my client's prime time. Maybe it is for them. Right now, I don't need to care. Right now, I need to care about what's best for me in my prime time. Miracle Morning helped me figure out my prime time is when I first wake up. So I started waking up at 4:30 instead of 5 needing to be at the studio. I give myself at least that 30 minutes in the morning. I don't turn on my phone, stop rolling over. And, you know, we all use them as our alarm clock. So it's very easy to just grab in, all the messages are there. Just really try not to do that. Shut it off. Get up, I walk to the kitchen, I make my coffee, I have a little cup of tea or coffee, and I read. 15 minutes, that's it. If that's all I have, then I'm at least going to give myself that back in the morning before I run out the door, and then give myself to my service, right? That has really helped redirect my attention. Because once I've gotten that morning energy, my favorite time of day, I'm just saying that's for me, my favorite energy is available to me in the morning. not at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I was trying to stimulate myself to think creatively. Like, that doesn't work for me. So you have to find out. Miracle Morning helped me find out, when is my favorite time of day? When am I most energetic? 5:30 to noon. I'm hot. Let's go. This is when I have to get stuff done. Started reorganizing my clientele too a little bit. Like, I really can't see you over here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's going to be my, maybe I'm going to lay out today. Maybe I'm going to actually not put sweatpants and a tank top on. And maybe I'm going to go dress up this afternoon and go on a lunch date. You know what I mean? You have to take time out in the afternoon when your service or your product is not needing you. Then give that time back to yourself. That's been such an implement in this last year. And then, you know, the former partner I was with, of course, that was a huge life change for me, going from a married person with a partner in business to a non-married person, single, 2 children, and doing it all alone. Like, whew, where do I fit all this time in? So thank goodness for that book and when it came and landed on my lap. Another good book that helped me understand that time and the importance of it was by Tara Moore. Oh, help me. The Big Something. Playing Big, yes, love that book. Somebody told me about it at Dream Builder, and then for my birthday, without even knowing, somebody gave me that book. And that was an exceptional book. And currently, now that I've created these boundaries over the last year, currently, someone for Christmas gave me How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime. I tell you what, the words you choose to use can make such a difference in what you're trying to relay to clients. And in a service industry or product industry, you're the boss. You are in charge of everything. So you have to have an explanation for your pricing. And not everyone's going to agree with it. You have to be able to talk to somebody very calmly and not accusationally. You know, that's been a really neat life lesson learned. I love what I do for a living. I never realized all these business things would have to come with it, you know, because I just love fitness, whatever. I'll just do that for the rest of my life. But it's been neat to understand the complexity of us, human beings, and just how much we can store in this head of ours. We are not just one thing. We are complex individuals as human beings. And if we choose to want to learn something, you can. You can turn this brain on to do it. I think a lot of that for me comes from the service I've chosen of physical fitness. If you're not physically taking care of yourself, outside of me being a service provider of fitness, if you're in any type of business, make sure you're taking care of your mental mind too, and getting out there and moving. Moving of any kind is so essential. It's not about going to the gym at my club and beating yourself up. That's on you. If you want to do that or you need to do that, that's on you. My job is to teach you how to make fitness your lifestyle. Like, you want to go to it every day. I don't write a doctor's appointment in my book and skip it, but I do write my fitness in there, and I'm like, I can't wait to show up to that, right? Like, that's what I want for everybody, and that's my message in my business is, if you don't want to show up to that fitness, then why are you going? I want to provide a place that says, I can't wait to get there for the hour I give to myself, and then after that hour is done, fresh eyes when you walk out the door to the world around us.
Yeah. Tell us about maybe a lesson you learned, possibly the hard way, about when you're running your business. And
Don't do everything.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, what do you mean by
don't do everything? Like, I'll be very honest. When I started Keys Camp in 2005, I had no support. In fact, the business name, Keys Camp, I got chewed out for using it. My former grandmother at the time, she's like, you didn't ask me to use my name in your business. I was like, but wait a minute. I'm going to produce a really beautiful thing here. And the hardship for me over the years has been realizing that my service I've always tried to help my family with. My family doesn't want help with my service in fitness, and that's on them. So as I was looking out over the years at, I'm going to do more to help them understand health and fitness. You know, I was focused on that for a little while. I can't do that. The people right in front of me showing up every day for what I do, that's who I'm there for. So as much as I was looking for support from my family in all of this endeavor, and believe me, my family did not understand pole dancing. I don't expect everybody to understand it until you come over there with me, and you'll understand it firsthand. You will understand what it does, especially for us female bodies. Like, there's just an expression there that we cannot feel so comfortable to release all the time in public. So there's something there within that form of fitness that I just knew needed to be done. And I wasn't afraid to give it. And through that process, the hardship for me was trying to impress my family with it. And when I didn't get their feedback like I wanted, or they're not coming to my classes, how dare they not support me? I can't believe you won't move your hips like me, Mom. You know, like, I got to get over that. And so I have to separate, you know, when I get to my family's events, especially these holidays. I have a huge family, by the way. Not one of them take fitness with me, and that's okay. The thing is, what I've learned, the hard part I've learned is, for years, I was just like, I'm going to make a difference in their life. When I was really not looking at, I was spending my energy there, and I'm like, Jen, look, open your eyes. Look at the 3905 that you have right now. They believe in you and what you're doing, and they want your product. So service the product, not the emotion that you're looking for. And that's been a huge pivotal point for me in the last couple years.
Yeah. You mentioned also that you can't do everything.
Can't do it all. No
So
way.
what are some things you found that you have to offload to somebody else?
Well, all the classes, for sure. I have a great team of people that help me, and they were all students first, and then I saw a quality in them that I appreciated in their personality. Then I pulled them aside and would start chatting with them about their interest in teaching, and then we'd get them certified and line them up that way. So that team of trainers and that level of trust within them to leave your clients in their hands, that's such a unique experience to get to that level of trust with your employee or your contractors or employees, however you set up your business. Of course, nowadays, when I first changed the business name, I didn't give a lot of stuff out because I felt like in order to understand it all, I need to do all of it first. I need to understand each aspect of it because there were so many things that while it was growing at that 60% rate, the former partner was really over there taking care of the needs of that growth, and I was over here blind to it all. So the last 3 years have been like, okay, I need to wrap my head around all aspects of it. It's been really fun understanding where my true strengths lie. Yes, it's in the service industry, for sure. It's being in front of people, but learning to delegate things to others has helped me understand an even higher importance in me. Like, I could train the trainers better now, which has landed me my dream job outside of my studio. I'm a master trainer now for the U.S. team of pole trainers. So now I get to travel regionally and certify other trainers. That's like, that seems like a good retirement plan for me, right? It doesn't require me to be all physical up at the top of the pole, but if at least I can teach it to the trainers safely and effectively from the ground, that's where I see now my career evolving. So what it's really done for me is help me open my eyes to other opportunities within my one business, other revenue streams for me that just in the end help my entire lifestyle and my business grow.
What are some practical business advice you would give for somebody that's either in business or thinking about starting their own business?
Where I feel like I could give you the best advice in the subject content is in the marketing and social media stuff. That stuff's really wild. It's growing constantly, and my former partner gave me so much information. He was a marketing expert. And so I really listened a lot to every piece of advice that was given to me in that regard. And in the last 3 years, I've realized through lots of speeches here, recently I was part of Focus Me. If you ever get a chance to do Focus Me, I know there's another one coming up. Excellent, excellent 8 weeks. And it's over lunch hour, so like us business owners.
The one coming up is at night.
Oh, it is at night.
It is. This
Whatever.
particular one.
They're good.
Yeah.
You get to meet other people. You get to learn a lot about yourself. And bring me back to the question, Claire.
Yeah, practical business advice for somebody
you.
wanting to start.
What it helped me realize with this life coach is that when I am creative, in that moment, that's the best time. Not the 3 o'clock when all marketing stuff goes out, or not that, it has to be out on Tuesday or Thursday. I've been beating myself up for 3 years because that's what my mind always heard was my former partner say, well, we have to have it out on Tuesday at 3, we have to have it out on Thursday. That's the best prime time. In Focus Me, I learned, you know what? If my energy's not there to write that awesome newsletter, then my awesome words to my clients aren't going to come out the authentic way. I realized when I just sit down when I'm ready and feeling creative and rested, right? I've given myself that 2 hours to lay on my deck and read that Playing Big book or whatever, right? I come back in, I'm like, now I feel good. I feel refreshed. I feel refueled. Now I write the newsletter and I submit it on a Friday at 3. And guess what? I had the best turnout of that newsletter. So it's not necessarily what the corporate world says we should do. I think as a small business owner, we pick up our clients more by word of mouth and other people, and especially in Des Moines, don't you love the raw small city that we still live in? I want to keep it that way forever. I love that uniqueness about Des Moines, that it doesn't need to be a big city to feel like a big city. And we all love hearing about something good in our city because it's only 15 to 20 minutes to get there, right? Not an hour.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate where that is all snowballing for me. Like, just when the creative moment is in you, not what this thing says to do, when you feel it's right, that's when you execute what you need to get out there, okay? Don't worry about, I got to do it this way, exactly, follow the rules 1 through 10. That's the cool part about being a business owner. You make the rules. And I think that's what I've always loved about my life and where it's evolved, and maybe why my mom doesn't understand me, because I like to make my own rules. But that in this choice of mine of being an entrepreneur, I'm super happy I chose that because I like to make my rules, and the business I chose to get into completes me.
Yeah. So you mentioned social media. What are
yeah.
some of the marketing things that you have found to be successful in your service industry?
It depends a lot about your product or service, yes, for sure. Find that out first. Like for me, in the service industry, if you're providing, anything that you want people to come in and get active with you, especially active with you, you have a service, like hairstylists even, you want videos, you want pictures. Words do not explain what you're taking your physical body through or what your hair looks like. People today, they need instant gratification through pictures and videos. So stop wasting your time on what's the right word to say. Put a picture out there. Put one word on it. And it simplifies your needs of creativity, honestly. Just pull one big pic. One other thing I've really, really learned over the years is that the pics don't have to be perfect. Okay? A few flaws is good, right? People want to see your rawness. They want to see that you're real. Unfortunately, my former marketing specialist would alter my face. He'd spend hours like putting this awesome photo together for our media. And I'd look at it and I'm like, who is that? So it's been really fun these last 3 years just realizing we don't need the fancy photos to stimulate business. I've grown the business on my own without him by almost 2,000 members. Doubled it in size in 3 years from 9 years with the partner, right? So something's going right. And I think what it is this rawness I'm putting out there. I no longer have the perfect abs or the perfect chiseled face or, make my lips more plump, whatever. People want to see exactly what they're going to get when they walk in that door. And your videos and your pictures are where it's at in social media. Instagram, IG, as you'll hear it nowadays, if you don't know that. Right? IG, everybody says, IG, what's IG? I don't know, I'm 44. I was like born a really long time ago. Instagram, that's what it means. That's where it's at for service, in my opinion. Facebook, don't do it anymore. Facebook has do it, but Facebook is more like your LinkedIn page for the public, right? It's just a professional page now. It's a place where people can go, you know what I use Facebook for nowadays? to find an accurate address because GPS isn't so great, right? So I'll go to that company on Facebook and like, oh, boom, right there, put it in my maps. And because so many people have checked in there before, it's an exact address. So I've noticed that, like, oh, people check into here because that makes us more legitimate. And when people go to my Facebook page and click on the location, boom, it takes them right there. When people go to GPS, the federal government can do whatever they want with my address, right? I'm less in control of that. So just remember, you have to have all of those social media channels running. You really do. My Snapchat is pretty recent. It's slowly building, but that's really difficult to get all that live stuff captured in my service because I'm moving on the floor all the time. So I recently brought in a social media strategist onto my team. After having an intern this summer, I realized the value of that intern. Wow, get interns when you can. This Iowa Center for Economic Success totally helped me understand the importance of reaching out to college kids. Absolutely do it. So then she helped me realize just how important her services were. Not needing to take care of those pictures and videos, that's a lot of time. All right, yes, it is a raw photo, but you have to go back in, you have to capture it, you put the words on there. 15, 20, 30 minutes later, you finally have your picture. I could have been doing way more productive things with my time. So from the internship, I then pulled up my, she came in and did some administrative work for me on her own free time, doing my data entry. But she has this drive to become an entrepreneur herself. That's why she came to me to follow me, basically. I just want to get a feel for all of this. I've been watching her page, and it's amazing. She's got a ton of followers. I was like, you're my new strategist. I want you to be that girl. I put her in place. I just get 5 hours done a week. That's all it should take. You can line it up now in Hootsuite. Hootsuite will take it to all 3 locations for you, and Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I don't know why. Maybe I do. Let's not go there. But you know what I mean? There's really cool, convenient ways you can not need to sit there and post at 7 and post at 3 and post at whatever time. You can just insert it all, give it to your social media strategist, give it to her to put it out there for you, because that just frees up so much more time for me to do the creative stuff and be more face-to-face with my members. And one day I will have more time for that financial component. But I'm working on that right now, like getting that stuff. I've had to wrap my head around all of it for the last few years. Now I'm ready to take it and delegate it so I can understand even more the profit and the bottom dollar.
So is that an area you wish you would have handled differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish that my former partner would have involved me more. Honestly, I wish I would have had, I don't know, I think that was the weird part. When you choose your spouse to be your partner, I think you expect just so much trust there, right? That everything is going exactly the way it should. And when I found out and realized and woke up one day that it wasn't, I was like, man, I should have really been sitting over his shoulder watching all of that stuff. And if he were really my business partner, he would have been making sure I was doing that. So that's what I know now. I'm not going to hand this off to somebody and say, here, do it. I'm going to be sitting right there with whoever I hire as they take it over, so I have still that control. Because if I don't know my bottom dollar, then I don't know why I'm showing up every day, right? And I do know my bottom dollar today, and I do know where I want to go, but now I'm ready to take that to someone and say, now you please keep this moving so I can be over here doing what I do best.
Right, right. That's great advice. That's great advice.
Absolutely. Accounting is not my thing. Plus, I don't come from a family of good role models in that area. I've never been under good leadership with financials, so it's becoming even more important for me now at 44 to recognize this need. And I don't want to close my doors because I couldn't handle the financial side. That's silly. That's silly. Money's coming in. So get that taken care of, Jen, and get back to what you do best. And that's what I'm excited for 2018 for.
Yeah. You have a lot of employees that you have to manage. Any advice on hiring, managing,
Well, here we go.
disciplining, working, collaborating with employees?
I don't have any employees. I don't have any.
Okay.
They're contractors. I have a 12-week term. You choose to sign up for it? You don't. Most of my girls are so great, and they're trained. So they've spent the money on themselves to get themselves trained. I did not. They want to do this, just like I did. When I was a fitness trainer, just starting out in 1992, I taught my first aerobics class at the YMCA. Does anybody know Kitty Metzger? Yeah. She was my mentor in fitness years ago. I just will never forget her. And my beloved mother-in-law, who has since passed. But those two just really fired me up at the gym. And, oh, crap, I got lost there with
Employee.
Kitty Metzger. Thank you.
Yes.
So what I've learned is, like, these people are fantastic. They carry a quality in them that represents itself. They can handle people. They're great people persons. Most of my contractors are like, let's see, they're teachers, they're counselors, they're mothers of 6, right? They have that thing about them that knows how to deal with people. So that's perfect. That's what I provide, is you're going to be with people. So step 1, you got to be good there. Step 2, I look for their desire to learn more on their own. So they pour out their own pockets to improve themselves as their own business person, right? And I encourage them, go teach elsewhere, okay? Go, I get more experience, that's fine. But for these 12 weeks, what do you want to commit to? And they offer that service to me for 12 weeks. So that's been very convenient for me right now. But now I'm at that point where it's probably time to get that administrative assistant. It's time, I can contract out accounting. You can do that easily because that's on their own time. Maybe it's time to bring that social media strategist on board full time. And what I'm learning is that, and I was just having a great conversation with Joy about how if they're what I'm realizing now with my contractors is I want more from them. I want more. And in order to get more, I'm going to have to make them employees. Because then I can actually say, I expect these things. It's not just your service right now that's making me happy. Now I want more from you. So it might be time in 2018 to look at that. And I'm excited for that. Because that just means more growth. And that also brings me, it makes me need to raise myself to a higher bar too, to become that mentor I know I can be, right?
So since we're starting a new year, are you one of these business owners that sat down on New Year's Day and planned out your year and what you hope your growth would be? Or how do you project, or how do you goal set?
Wow. I did just actually yesterday open a sheet of paper and I'm like, okay, term 1, I'm going to have these things taken care of. My year's 12 years of business. I know what's happening. And then if I continue these intro classes that I have every single week and we continue to grow by 48 a month, I mean, those are my projections. My numbers are all documented and I love looking at graphs. I think it's just amazing. And when I see those charts, I'm just like, I'm doing good here. If I continue to do what I'm doing right now on the service side of things, I'm not making any mistakes there. I know I've got going good there. So when I say projections, I have these intros all the time, and they're selling out all the time. So there's my new business. I don't need to do print advertising and that type of stuff to draw in new business, because I think the word of mouth, again, when you come back to that, and just having that particular niche of pole and aerial, that's not very common. You know, that's just really spiraling my business in a good fashion and moving forward. The other things that I really like to accomplish this year, though, again, is that getting that financial component completely understood and wrap my head around that. And then my 2-year projection is to move. I need higher ceilings. We can't do 360, 700. We can do a 360 at my studio. We can't fall from the ceiling and do a 720, though, without 20-foot skies. So that's exciting. I don't have to grow out. My space needs less square footage and higher skies. So that's really fun. Yes, Christine?
5 minutes. Yeah, before Q&A.
Wow, you can keep me talking 35 minutes.
I can. What do you think? I think I know the answer to this, and I bet a lot of people might know. What do you think the single best characteristic to being an entrepreneur is?
Be kind. My heart is the kindest heart you will ever meet, I promise. I mean, I want the best in everybody, and especially in my business of fitness. Like, I have touched, I don't know how many lives. I've taught how many fitness classes. I've performed in front of 15,000. I've raised over $1 million with organizations before. And the one thing that keeps bringing me back is the kindness in my heart. Like, I love that that fills my heart back up, and then I can put it right back out there. It just keeps coming around. So you've got to be kind to every single person that walks in that door, because I hate to say this out loud, but they're dollar bills, right? Like, I'd never look at a person that way, ever. But at the same time, they all have a reason for walking in that door, and it's you and your service. So be kind, and like, just be nice. It's a very simple thing to do. Don't get politics involved. They're coming in for your product or your service. You know what you're doing. That's why you opened your doors. And just share it from your heart and be authentic about it. You'll be good.
That's great.
And never lose your love for it.
Huh?
Never lose your love for it. If you do, then maybe find a different avenue to utilize your love, right? That's what I'm realizing too. Like, if it's not being on the floor all the time, then what is it? Oh, mentor more people or be that master trainer on the road. And we have a European market with this company I'm a master trainer for. So once my son graduates in 2 years, if I get this studio where I want it and I can leave, I'm going to Berlin. Who just got back from? Yeah, I'm going to Europe. They do 40 trainings a month out there, and we do like 8 in the U.S. a month. So yeah, I'm like, cool, I can go over there and like tour the world with my job. So just keep your mind open. Your job isn't just that thing that you do every day. There's lots of things I can do with my fitness career. And that's what I'm having fun exploring now. It's like, oh, with my kind heart, I can go do that too. So
That's
questions,
awesome.
Q's and
Yeah.
A's, yes.
Yeah.
No questions. Get on it, girl.
Okay, so you said the most important quality is a kind heart. When has that kind heart been truly tested, and how did you handle that?
Love that question.
And we all go, ooh.
You know what? This is a great question. This is a really good question.
Oh, yes. The
So-
question is, a great characteristic for an entrepreneur is to be kind, but how has that kindness been tested or taken advantage of?
When you feel in your gut you're being taken advantage of, then you have a right to sit down and have a serious conversation. So, I just think of this particular instance that comes up to mind, and I had to have a separate meeting with this individual and just say, listen, I'm the boss here, and I know you're the boss where you work, but here I have my rules and you have yours. And again, it just comes down to, did I say it angrily? No, I said it with a kind heart. Did I say it with authority? Yes, because it's my space. You don't get to come in here and tell me how to run my business. I'm going to sit you down outside of our fitness session together. It was that was the thing too. I think, not when that private client was coming in for his session and expecting a workout, I asked him, can we have a meeting at 4:30 on whatever day to just talk about some things and get it out in the open? So that was how I handled that. I handled it by respecting the time that he hires me for is our fitness time. So I asked if he had time outside of that so we could have a conversation that didn't involve the workout, right? And he could see me as a business-to-business owner. Instead of, you trainer, I pay you, okay? Took him out of that element. It's taken some time to understand people. And I think that with a kind heart, you can understand people better. And just remember that you don't know where they come from at all. You don't know their background. You don't know what their day-to-day stuff brought upon their shoulders. We all feel that heaviness sometimes. It's the situation right in front of you. And if a client ever does have something to talk about, just be a really good listener. It's helped me be a better mom for sure, like especially with my teenage kids, right? Just they just have opinions. They just have something to say, just like all of us do. So just listen. And then I think in the tone that you use, like just make sure your tone is clear, concise, and trust your gut. Just always trust your gut. Don't let people conflict with that, right? Your gut instinct is your gut instinct, and it's pretty strong. It's as strong as this one up here.
Yeah, great question.
More questions?
How are you able to arrange your schedule just around your personal events. I mean, I'm sure you come to these things here and all of that, and you have children that I'm sure have after-school activities. And
I love answering this question. So how do I manage my time as with children? It's awesome because I get to manage my time. I get to tell in my case, I get to tell my clients, I can't see you at 3:30. Sorry, that's when I have to pick up my kids. And to this day, I pick up my son from high school. He has a car. Or I drive him to school, sorry. he gets picked up nowadays. But like I don't mind that. Like you learn to just like weave it in. People, I can't be here from 8 to 8:30 because that's my time to take my kid to school. No big deal. So I love that question. I can work whenever I want to work as a business owner. I don't have to be at my desk 9 to 5 chained to it to service every single thing there, right? So in a sense, it's made me much more flexible with my children over the years, okay? Have I missed a few things? Yeah. But I make it to 95% of my kids' stuff. I'm a mom first, so. And I had the fortunate opportunity when I started this business to be a stay-home mom. And so my kids could go with me. There were daycares at the gyms. You know, so this isn't new to them. They know mom's at the gym. They know that's my job. So they're very, very understanding when I do have to miss events. And nowadays that they're older, they're helping me with the carrying the equipment where I need to go, supporting me, bringing their friends to come watch our performances. So it's neat. And just remember that the kids come first. I mean, your family does, right? Right. And then at the time when I had a spouse, it's definitely not why we broke up, but we would schedule dates. Like, that has to be in the calendar. He didn't like that fact, but I was like, I'm a scheduled person. I can't help it. I got to be back over here for my 3rd shift today. So if you want to catch me, we're going to have to schedule it here. So insist that they're written in your calendar, okay? Because that's the best way for me to keep it all together. Yes?
So in a digital world, do you also use a written calendar? And do you find it more effective?
Ooh, a written one? Not for me anymore.
Go ahead and repeat that.
Is it better to have a digital calendar or a written calendar? I have 20 to 30 hours of personal training a week, 25 hours of fitness, and then we have private parties on the weekend, private fitness parties. I like to say fitness parties these days, not just pole, because we'll do hip hop, we'll do belly dance, we'll do acro. We have all of those contractors available to us, and they're wonderful. We have so many circus people in this town. You didn't know it. If you're looking for one, come to me. I will network you with the right people. So in the digital world, I have been moving more of my life over to it. I did love, it took me 6 years to get rid of that, what was that daily planner thing that we used to have? Oh, it was lovely. It was leather. I loved unzipping it, opening up, and seeing all the pencil marks. It was just awesome. Yes! I loved that. It took me forever to get away from it, but it's just not convenient anymore. So with apps and things like that, like for me, my scheduling system for the studio, it speaks to Google too. So my personal calendar is in Google and Zen, and then like we have apps now. So, and then we have notifications. So you've got to take time to do that. That's a great question. I was very hesitant. Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it. You have to do it. You have to take the time to learn the newest digital way to keep track of your schedule because it's super productive. So yes, you don't want to, oh, I need an hour to learn the new thing. Take that hour, learn the new thing. It's only going to provide you with more efficiency on days to come.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did I answer that question for you? Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay, so move, don't stop moving. Okay, 2019 is all about moving. Yes,
Heidi
ma'am.
has one.
Can you just tell us all the services that you provide at the club, and then also some of the stuff that you do for the community, especially on Sundays?
So my business offers group fitness, which includes pole, aerial, ground fitness. Okay, yoga is included in that. So group fitness is a third of my business. Personal training is a third of my business. And the other third is private fitness parties, okay? Private fitness parties happen a certain time of year more than group fitness more. So it's all like, it's this beautiful engine that just runs so smoothly over the years. I love it. So group fitness dies down a little in the summer because everybody's outside in Iowa. Well, good news. More people are getting married. So there's always ebbs and flows. So those are the three primary services of my business: personal training, group fitness, small group training, no more than 12 in a class, people. That's some good attention, okay? And then the private parties, okay? Then within the group fitness schedule, we have a third of that schedule dedicated to pole fitness, a third dedicated to aerial, and a third of it dedicated to your boot camp style yoga, ground fitness that we've all been accustomed to learning for years, right? That's my background. I'll never get rid of that. That is a staple in our cross-training lifestyle we all need to or should adapt to. So the yoga stuff is filtered throughout the calendar. I love yoga, you guys. I just want to share. It saved my life one day. I was delivering my son, and I had a very fluke incident happen called an amniotic embolism, and I was dying. I was having a heart attack. And my surgeon, Dr. Rose, who's now retired, she was like, just breathe, in a panic, looking over the screen. Just breathe. Okay, yoga. I've been taking yoga for 6 years. I know how to breathe. It saved my life. So yoga's a really, really big component of our programming over there. It's kind of not so well known, but yoga is a huge part of my life, and I cannot wait to share it with people. So in the past few months, I've started a free community yoga class. Every Sunday, 8:30, get over there, kids. It is just a great way to wake up Sunday. We have fellowship in the kitchen. I have a community kitchen. I always took care of my mom when she had parties. You know, she'd have Tupperware and all this stuff, and then she became a home interior displayer too, so later in life. But I always remember her friends coming over, and I just would bake lemon bars and sometimes pancakes for everybody, like whatever. I was serving everybody, making everybody happy. So it was important that my studio had a place where after class we could just like, So there's a fridge. If there's food, you're welcome to it. I serve local Zanzibar coffee. They make it just for us, right? You're like, I'm coming for yoga just for that. And that's really important, that I feel like that fellowship time is what creates and stimulates the fitness buddies in all of us. And if I can communicate that in people, I want that for all of us. Like if we have a buddy to go with, if we have a safe space where, you know, we're not going to get hit on, we can just be ourselves, I can go to the kitchen and I can eat an Almond Joy bar if it's there. Like, that's my fitness center, okay? So I love after the community yoga class from 8:30 to 9:30 every Sunday. I will not skip it. Then we have an hour set aside. If you want to stay and talk, you can. If you want to sit and play in the fabric, come on, let's do it. Because the aerial yoga stuff it's phenomenal, you guys. It's changed my life. It really has. I've never been so flexible. And I've been really flexible all my life, but aerial yoga has just taken it to a very new level. And I don't want you to misunderstand aerial being, I'm in the sky, I'm trapped in this piece of fabric, I'm never coming down. My aerial yoga certification selection was very precise because it's yoga. It's not about the aerial. That was just a compliment to the already existing philosophy of what we know about yoga, it being meditational, it being a spiritual thing for us. That's my aerial yoga. And then it is very terrestrial, as well as we'll get in that fabric. And who doesn't want to take a nap just hanging in a fabric? So thank you for mentioning that. But on Sunday mornings, that's a time from 9:30 to 10:30, and that after the community yoga, if you want to stay and talk to me, I make sure I'm on hand, and I want to get you touching the fabric and feeling comfortable, so you can come back in on Monday or Saturday and take an aerial yoga class with me, okay? It's a phenomenal form of fitness, phenomenal. Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Any other? I can't believe you filled the
Thank
form.
you.
This was so fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
to my partnership.
Thank you, everybody. Housekeeping, for those of you that have been here before, we like to collect the evaluation sheets, and we thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you in February if we don't see you before at